It lets loose with a horrendous growl and looks at you. You sense a sense of dread coming over you. All right, Valerie.
I'm going to heal Ghost. I'm going to use a Cure Light Wounds that I've got memorised as a 4th level spell.
Awesome.
So I think I get additional d8s to this, but not the additional plus. So I'll roll the other d8s.
Okay.
I think I need to set it up. So that's all healing.
Alright, so an additional 14 on top of the healing that you already did. Okay. So describe what that spell looked like, please.
Light flares out from my hand and sort of soaks over Ghost as if it was water pouring down him, and you can see visibly that some of the wounds close up a little.
Alright, awesome.
Thank you, Valerie.
Alright, anything else, Valerie?
No, that's me. Oh, in fact, can I move so that I'm next to Ghost, but not next to the saber-toothed tiger, so perhaps I'm just behind him?
Yeah, you could do that. Alright, so we'll put you right behind Ghost. So you're about 8 feet away from this lion. Alright, so we are now on round 2. So for this turn, you all get advantage on any attack rolls. Alright, Cade, you're up.
Okay. How far away are they from me? How far did it go to get to Ghost?
It ran, I'd say, probably about 20 feet away from you to get to Ghost.
Okay, in this area, is the tree line like it was before, where it's basically kind of a solid, almost a solid wall?
Yes, it's very, very thick.
So would I be able to use my movement to run on it like it was, as if it was a wall?
Yeah, we'll let you do that.
Okay, so Cade begins to run, moving very closer to the tree line until he's running across it, and then leaps off of that to land behind the creature, bringing his staff down, snapping it across its back leg. And I'm going to spend a cog point to do Flurry of Blows, so I can do 2 unarmed attacks.
Okay.
So basically, as my strike lands across its leg, I catch the staff with the crook of my elbow as I slam a strike with the side of my hand, and then kick out at its leg with my foot.
Now remember, you got advantage.
Oh, on all the attacks?
Yeah,
Okay.
all your attacks. Pantheron's critical hit gave everyone
Okay.
inspiration. So.
Okay, so then I'll just use those for the first one. So I got 1 hit. And then I'm going to use another Kai point to make that last strike a stunning strike. So it'll have to make a Constitution save versus 14.
Alright, it rolled a 20 as it shakes off the effects.
Okay, so then letting out a proud halfling shout, he brings his staff a bear once again, striking at that same leg. Forgot to do the advantage thing again.
Gotcha.
I was hoping for a 20, but... And then I'll leap back from it 30 feet for the rest of my move.
Alright. Alright, Ghost. You're up.
Alright, you're up. What's around me again?
Alright, so you're partially in the side of the forest wall along the trail here. Right behind you, Valerie is standing right behind you. You can feel the warmth coming out of the breath from the giant saber as you look up in its maws, and it's got a huge chunk of your flesh from your shoulder still hanging from its mouth. On the other side of the creature, you see Anhelm and Pantherin whacking away at it, and you see Cade had just jumped back from the creature, and he's in the middle of the path back behind you.
Alright, I'll drop my short bow and immediately draw my rapier and dagger. As soon as the dagger leaves its sheath, it already begins to secrete a glowing bluish liquid. And I'm going to try to slam both home into this feline.
Alright, and just a reminder, you all have advantage this round on all your attacks.
Okay. Alright. I was checking something out real quick. Sorry about that.
No problem.
Oh, that should have been advantage.
Alright, go ahead and roll again. Maybe
Let's do it like that.
Alright, go ahead and roll again. Maybe you get it. Okay. Now, with that one, you have that one special effect. So if you look under your powers, you got that dagger of frost effect.
Yes.
Click on the button next to save. Force the lion to make a saving throw. It made it, so you're not going to get the extra damage, unfortunately. Bummer.
What a jerk. Alright. Oh. That was, discard that last one. That was my short bow.
Okay.
The 9. The
Gotcha.
first 9.
Okay.
Alright. I guess I'll leave off there.
Alright, its turn. As it peers over and looks deep into Anhelm's eyes, it turns and goes to attack Anhelm this turn.
Is Anhelm also within 10 foot of me?
Yeah, actually,
Oh, yeah.
it is.
I've got an ability called Warding Flare, and I can use it as a reaction to impose disadvantage on an attacker. So I'd like to do that to the saber-toothed tiger, basically, as, you know, give it a flash of light towards its eyes, over Ghost's shoulder, as it makes its lunge.
Excellent. Okay. All right. So
That
it's
just cancels out the advantage you had on me, Keith. It would have been attacked with advantage because I attacked it recklessly.
oh, okay. Okay, so it's a regular attack then. Okay, gotcha. All right. So here come the 2 claw attacks. Those both strike into you, and it should automatically apply half damage because I put that effective rage on you. And here it comes in for the bite attack, biting at your left arm, and that's also a hit. As you see, it just wickedly just tears into Anhelm. You see bits of his clothing ripped apart. You see all kinds of gashes and wounds appear on Anhelm's chest and his left arm. Right, Panther, you're up.
Just gotta say, it's a good thing it was him, because that would have killed anybody else.
Yeah, that was pretty vicious.
So, seeing that I failed to grapple with this cat, it sends me into a rage. I am just pissed off. So I hit the ground in a roll. If you can just imagine a big brown bear hitting the ground in a roll. And I immediately sprung to my feet and charged at this cat. And since it's a bonus action to go into rage, I will only take 1 attack this round, and I'll go for a bite.
Okay.
And I just nip him, I guess.
Yeah, you take a bite out of it, but it's so enraged and fixed on Anhelm. Alright, Anhelm, you're up.
Okay, well, let's see if we can put this thing down for good.
Remember, you get advantage on your attacks. Right, and that was a killing blow. So take it away, Anhelm.
Okay, as it's more retracts from me, I step under its jaw and push the Kopesh straight up through its jaw into its skull and out the top.
Awesome. Right, and you guys all are probably breathing hard at this point. You have your anxiety rushing through you. The sounds of the forest immediately return to your ears as you hear the birds chirping in the distance, the breeze blowing through the leaves. You smell the tang of copper in the air. What do you do?
Okay, as I start to calm down, I'll look at the saber tooth and its actual teeth, and I think that will be a nice one to add to the collection. So I'm gonna remove one of its saber teeth.
Alrighty.
Cade will as well to add that to his dragon tooth souvenir.
Alright.
What about the red mist that was appearing? Is that still about?
You look about again, and it must have disappeared sometime in the combat.
Catherine bows respectfully to the Grey Beast and honors his great fight and sacrifice. And is not too happy about you removing his teeth. How long does that wild shape last? An hour?
I think an hour sounds about right.
Okay, I'll just obviously my rage is gone, but I'll maintain this form until you tell me that it just vanishes.
Okay.
So, which way?
Well, I think we need to look at Ghost.
Yes, we'll take a short break and try and do some healing.
Do you have any healing ritual?
Ghost will take a one of his potions, Keith.
Okay. Which potion? Healing?
Yeah.
User in your channel timed out.
Okay. So that is 2d8 plus 2. 2d8 plus 2. Who did we lose?
That sucks.
Jim?
Alright, so you get 7 back. Hopefully Jimmy will return.
So what time of day is it currently? Is it still bright? Is it getting dark?
It's still pretty bright. It looks like it's about 1 p.m.
Well, we could take a short break, relax, have a meal, and continue on.
Yeah, and we've also the one of those paths has disappeared. We got 2 options now.
I'll do some healing on Ghost. So this is a save level 3, so I'll add the extras in a minute. So that's 22 back.
Alright, so another 12 on top of the 10. He's looking a lot better as his heals mend.
User entered your channel.
And Helm will heal him with one that's memorized as a level 3 spell.
Okay, and just to remind you all, if you're taking a short rest, you can expend some of your hit dice to heal as well.
Yeah, I was just going to say it's probably better to do that.
Okay, so that almost fully heals.
But I
Ghost.
also
Nice, thanks.
Welcome back, Jimmy.
Thanks. That was a complete crash to desktop.
Ooh, ouch.
I'll do another Cure Light Wounds on Anhelm as well.
No, hold on to it.
You sure?
Yeah, I'll use my hit dice.
Yeah, that's looking better if that's how we are with the rest.
Alright. So you guys take a rest and you set about mending your wounds, checking everyone out, making sure that everyone's okay. Anhelm and Ghost, the large gashes in your armor have actually reduced your armor class by 1 because you have such huge holes and slashes in it now. You guys probably break out some rations, drink some water as you're bandaging wounds. Are you almost back in, Jimmy?
Yeah.
Okay. And you all look towards the path where Anhelm had mentioned one of the paths disappeared. And you look, and there's no longer 3 paths there. There's only a path to the left and one to the right.
And it's the one to the right. Valerie can see the glowing, or could see the glowing, or was
Does
it
it still
path
glimmer
that's
to me?
disappeared?
Actually, as you look to the right, Valerie, the glowing rainbow effect is not there, but the dirt along the middle of the path that winds to the right, there's a trail of blood. A lot of blood.
That wasn't there before, though, was it?
Nope.
Does anyone
We
have
didn't-
an ability to discern magic? Like arcane magic?
No, but I got a feeling that creature was using some on us. I mean, the mist was a distraction. The extra sort of path.
I think so too.
Yeah, it would make sense with them disappearing after the creature's dead. And makes for a good ambush tactic, doesn't it?
And the blood suggests that it's somebody who's injured, so perhaps the lion was chasing somebody that we couldn't see. Maybe they were using arcane means to disguise themselves.
Is the blood fresh?
You look
What?
over where Valerie's pointing out this blood, and all you see is dirt. You don't see any blood.
There's no blood there. Not that I can see.
Oh, so it's happening again, only this time I'm getting blood instead of a shiny effect. I really think we should go this way.
I think we should take a minute and see if you are being magically messed with. The glowing dirt, you see blood and nobody else does.
Yeah, you're right.
Yes, but they look like two signs, don't they? I mean, you're seeing blood now. I did. So your disposition is to follow and help the wounded.
So we don't have anyone who can cast spells or detect arcane, right?
Nope, no arcane casting.
Yes, advanced magic.
So what do you want to do?
Well, I think, right, as you say, I mean, I could be being tricked.
Okay, we'll just go the way that Valerie wants to go then. I'll take the lead again. And I'm assuming my bear form is gone?
Yeah, by now, it is, you've resumed your normal form.
Okay.
Alright. So you guys stand up, kind of dust off the dust from the trail, and head off down the right path. Travel along the right path as it winds to the right, slowly winding around. You travel along there for about another 2 hours, and you come to another intersection, and you see that the trails branch off to the left and to the right.
Can I see any shining or blood or anything like that?
Do you see any what?
Do I see anything like I saw before, the shining or the blood?
You look about, and to the left, you actually see what appears to be some tracks, but it's a weird looking set of tracks that you see, Valerie, as it looks like they're something that's slithering along the ground.
Can I make a nature roll to see if it looks like an ache track to me?
Sure. It looks like probably some type of a snake, or a couple of snakes slithered along the path. Pretty big ones at that.
Can anyone else see these sort of snake tracks that I think I can see here?
Actually, when you point that out, everyone looks, and you guys look at the trail, and you don't see any tracks. Jimmy, I noticed you made a couple skill checks. What are you making them for?
Seeing if we have been on this before, if we might be trapped in a magical trap or something. The way she's acting is awful odd. She's saying things are there that are not.
You take a look, and you're pretty confident you guys haven't been to this area of the forest yet.
Okay. Well, I guess we continue forward then. I don't see anything wrong.
So the trail here,
Okay.
you can turn and go left or right.
She
Well,
told us to go left, right?
Yeah. The snake tracks go left.
Well, then we will follow. Well, actually, the lady for her son said to go to the left, right?
That was back at the previous turn. So we're on uncharted territory at this moment.
Honestly, I don't normally see things.
Yeah, I think at the moment it's worth pursuing. If nothing reveals itself, we can always backtrack if need be. But I think it's important we see what's going on if we can.
Yeah, especially if she's seeing things that aren't there. Or she's seeing clearly and we're not. One or the other.
Well, if any of us are under some sort of magical effects, then it might be a trap. So we should go on knowing that it might be a trap. But I guess the only way we'd find out is springing it.
There's a smell of sulfur coming from the right.
Sulfur.
Yep.
Yeah, after Anhelm mentions that to you, you guys kind of give a sniff to the air, looking to the right. You don't smell any sulfur.
I can't smell anything.
Ah, right. Well, I thought I smelled something earlier on, actually. There's something messing with us, I think. Something going on here.
Yeah, there's something unnatural here. I'm going to try and make it a skill roll to see if this is natural.
Okay. It's definitely weird, but you're not quite sure if it's just this forest or if there is something unnatural. You can't figure it out if it is or not.
Could we stop and I cast a druidic ritual to determine if there is a presence of a malign spirit?
Sounds like a very good plan.
Yeah, you could do that. What spell are you going to cast?
Oh, I don't have the spell. I was just seeing maybe a druidic ritual.
I'll kneel down and pray for guidance from Lathander as well.
Alright, go ahead and give me religion checks. Alright, Valerie, you feel a tingling sensation come over you as you are praying. Pantherian, you search through your things and you're trying to recall what it might take to cast some type of ritual to this effect. you think you might be able to cast a ritual using some of the totems and effects that you have in your inventory, but it would be a gamble. You're not for certain it will work or not.
Guys, I could give this a shot if you want to take the time, but I'm not sure if it'll work or not.
I think it's worth the attempt. If we don't discover anything, I think maybe we should get back on path for the ruins and just see if these strange things continue to occur.
Okay, I will begin gathering the pieces and setting up the shrine and the totem right there in the middle of the path and begin my druidic ritual.
Alright, go ahead and roll me percentile dice, please.
I don't know how to declare which one's high and which one's low.
What you do, Jimmy, is right-click on the D10 and choose the percentile dice.
Oh, I see that.
Okay. Alright. So go ahead and describe what your ritual looks like while you're casting it.
Okay, so he stops in the middle of the path and begins to takes his blade out and begins to carve out runes on the ground to represent the powers that needed to be used and the spirits that need to be channeled. He sets things out in a reverent way in a circle around himself, and he gets down in the kneeling position and begins to chant the druidic chant, and his hands begin to glow, and the earth begins to shake a little bit, and you can see the energy just go out towards the plants and the trees, almost like he's reaching out and making himself a part of the environment to be able to feel if there's anything amiss, because I am a guardian of the woods, and I'm a fierce protector of the woods, so I would seek to rid the woods of any disease or pestilence.
Awesome. Alright, so you're at it for probably about an hour, and at the end of the time, through your chants and whatnot, you guys watch, and all of a sudden you see a bunch of stones from around the area where Pantherian is doing this ritual, and they start stacking on top of each other, and this goes on for a few more minutes, and eventually you look at the stones and you see it forms a spherical shape, and then the stones keep stacking, and you see some stacks of stones coming off of this spherical shape in wiggly lines off the top and sides, and moments later you see some of the rocks in the center of the sphere turn white, and they kind of rearrange themselves, changing colors, until you look at it and you've heard stories about what this mound of rocks shaping itself into looks like, and it looks like a beholder.
Now I'm assuming I don't see this because I'm in the trance.
Correct.
well, a behold could mess with our minds.
Holy crap!
How much do we know about beholders?
I know about as much as I want to know. I don't want to know. Full stop. I know they're bad. Don't want to know any more than that.
Valerie, if you want to search your memory, you can make a nature check to see if you recall any bits or pieces about beholders. You try and search your memory. You haven't experienced much about them, and your bookworm knowledge of what you've read in books and tomes hasn't given you much information. You do know that some of the more powerful beholders that set up a lair in different areas are able to actually bend reality in the area surrounding their lairs.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess it might use a lot of misdirection or something to stop people going to its lair. I'm not sure. I mean, that doesn't seem to explain to me why I can see things and you can smell things and nobody else can.
What does the creature seem to be doing?
You look at it, it doesn't look like it's doing anything. Every once in a while you see the large eye in the center blink. But it doesn't appear to be doing anything.
Are there any magical wisps or trails that point off in a direction that it could be coming from?
You draw upon the spirits to guide you, and you do see some vapor coming off of the beholder rock statue there that's formed, and it is pointing back behind you from where you're at. Back along the path that you just came from.
Okay, tapping into that energy, I will enhance that energy so that the others can see that there is a visible trail in a direction.
Okay.
Can I still see the snake rails?
No, no one else sees the snake trails. But all of you do see the vapor trails that are coming from the beholder back along the trail that you guys just came down.
Seems like maybe it was leading us away from where we need to go.
Maybe, yeah.
Looks like it.
So, should we back then?
Yes, I think so.
So I'll slowly come out of the trance and slump forward to the ground, somewhat exhausted, and collect myself.
Alright. right, and as you come out of the trance, all the rocks that have assembled into that statue of the beholder collapse.
Did it work?
Yes.
That one there takes a lot out of me.
Yeah, it looks like we've been misdirected to come the wrong way, and we've got to go back along the way we came.
I could tell, I could feel it in my gut that there was something wrong. What did you see?
A beholder.
Nasty creatures.
I know that they can affect, well, sort of space, really. You know, they can do some quite weird things, but I must say I didn't read up enough on them.
Yeah, they have the ability to corrupt the environment that they're around.
Yeah, I think we need to be making our way back the way that we came from and follow the path towards the west and get to those ruins.
I agree, because that's probably where the beholder is hanging out. And he probably knows that we know he's there. Because I'm sure that when I conducted that ritual that I reached out and touched his energy as well.
Well, we're going to be running out of light soon, so I suggest we get moving.
Yes, because we do not want to be caught out here at night.
I don't know what is like considered the normal like marching pace, but if it's possible, we may want to move at least part of the way a little faster than normal, like a light jog or whatever, to make up some time.
I agree.
Yes, and we're backtracking anyway. At least we've already gone over that ground.
Okay. So you guys travel back along the path that you just came down, and you guys are now moving at a fast pace. You come back to the intersection, and you look, and there's once again, there's the three paths. The other path has appeared. So, there's the left path that you guys haven't gone down, and there's the one that you didn't go down that goes straight as well.
If I close my eyes, is there any residual energy to show the direction to where we should go?
Yeah, you go into a slight trance again, and something tells you to take the left path.
Ah, nice, the left path.
So you're going to take the left path?
Well,
Yes.
Yeah.
well, follow him. He knows more about the woods than me.
Okay. So you travel along this path, probably for about another hour, and you come to another fork in the road. The path continues straight, and the path continues to the left. And you also notice that the sun is starting to go down, and it's starting to get dark, and you almost see shadows every once in a while that seem to be moving in the thick of the forest.
Continue straight.
Or do we camp up here? How much daylight do you think we got? Do we think we got left, Heath?
You probably have about another hour and a half before the sun goes down.
But camping in the middle of the road is with forest on both sides is probably not a good idea.
Yeah, at the moment we're at the crossroads, aren't we? We're at a junction, so.
Do I have any idea with my wander feature to and possibly with a map from that I had partially to tell whereabouts we are in relation to Loudwater?
You believe you are pretty much due west of Loudwater, and probably by continuing straight, you'll probably continue heading west.
If we want to continue in the direction that the woman told us, then we would need to continue on straight.
I say we continue straight. There may be a better camping spot further ahead.
Alright, so you continue going straight down the path, and you travel about another half hour, and you come to yet another fork in the road, or trail. The big path that you're on bends sharply to the left, and you see a small game trail that ventures straight ahead of you. And in the distance, you can make out a meadow if you follow that game trail, and you see some ruins in that meadow.
I think this is what we were looking for.
I scout ahead.
Alright, so you quickly scout ahead. You travel along this path here, and it opens up into a pretty good meadow, probably a couple 100 feet wide, a couple 100 feet long. You see some old ruins with vines growing up through cracks in the old mortar and whatnot. And also, you notice in the middle of this clearing, there's this humongous oak tree. Next to this oak tree, you see varying items at its trunk. It almost looks like something has been leaving sacrifices here. You'll see a couple gems, you see some coins, you see a couple dead rabbits on an looks like an old stone block, probably used as a sacrificial altar. And also, right behind that, in the middle of the trunk, you see it's got a hollow trunk, and it's pretty dark in there.
Is there any type of symbols, Vedic, shamanistic, anything like that, totems?
You look about, you don't see any shaman totems. You do see that hanging from some of the low branches, you see a bunch of raven feathers that are made into long strands hanging from the low branches.
So it could be tied to the wild elves.
That's a good possibility.
Okay, I'll run back to the party and tell them what I saw.
Okay.
This land may be sacred to the wild elves, or feared.
Well, we still gotta go in there and check to see if we can find the body of this. Well, see if we can find him alive, hopefully.
When I was surveying the sacrifices, was there any human carcasses?
You didn't see any human carcasses. The only thing that was dead looked like a pair of rabbits.
I didn't see any human carcasses, but there were animal sacrifices. So whatever is there, the wild elves sacrifice to it. Okay, so we have a choice. We can go into the ruins and camp, or we can go into the hollow and see what's down there. I don't recommend staying out in the woods.
Yeah, maybe while we got a little bit of time left, we should go check out the ruins and see what that situation is.
Okay, well, I suggest we go in with our weapons drawn.
Okay.
Alright.
So I draw my two swords and I move forward.
Okay. So you're going back to the meadow with the ruins and the tree?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Alright. So you hit back in there, and as you guys are entering into the meadow, you got a sense that something is watching you. You look about suspiciously, but don't see anything that's watching you. You do notice a couple squirrels in this large oak. They seem to be kind of chattering and dancing on some of the branches as they look down at you.
This feeling, does it feel familiar? Like possibly tied to the ritual that I conducted?
No, it doesn't.
So it could be these wild elves are watching us.
It could be.
Or the
Yep,
beholder.
possibly.
Alright, Ghost.
Well, if you think the tree is if you think the tree is a some focal point of theirs, let's give it a wide berth.
I think the tree is where we need to go.
Alright, Ghost. As you all are moving up there, and you're kind of crouched down, moving as stealthily as you can, you notice carved into the trunk of this giant oak, you see some ruins carved into it.
Looks like gibberish to me.
It's in Elvish. It says, the elder spirit, more fostive, dwells within.
Can you type that in there?
Is there any kind of tracks or evidence of that kid being here?
You look about the area next to the tree, and you do see a set of footprints, humanoid, probably the size of a human, and it looks like it entered into the hollow of the trunk.
Once again, be aware that this thing can warp the environment around us.
So it could have tricked him in going into the tree.
Yes.
Warily, I'll move closer, following the tracks, looking for any sign of anything, any blood, any tattered piece of cloth.
Alright, you move further, and you do catch a piece of, looks like an old, or a dirty piece of green tunic that's kind of caught on the bark that goes into the hollow of the tree here.
I bring up my staff and lightly poke at the tree to see if it's solid.
It's solid, although there's a pretty dark hollow hole that hits into the tree.
Is this, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Can we all see the cloth?
Yes, actually, all of you can.
Well, I'll certainly point it out, though we had to make sure that everybody can see. It appears for sure that at least it matches what the lady told us. Her son was wearing a green tunic.
From a druid's aspect, is this tree sick, or?
Actually, by looking at it, even though it's got a pretty gaping hollow point in its trunk, it actually looks like it's fairly healthy.
I gotta keep my brain around the tree line around us, Keith.
You're doing what?
I gotta watch the tree line of the clearing.
Okay.
See if there's anyone about.
You look about
Can
the
I
tree
see
line
any
and don't
detail
see
within
none.
the hole?
What's that, Kate?
Sorry. Can I see any detail within the hole itself, or is it just like complete blackness?
As you get closer and peer in, see here, actually, do you have dark vision? No. It's actually really dark inside there.
No, I don't. Okay, I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out my little globe and have it light up and fly right to the edge of the hole.
Okay, so you're peering in with some light to look in. Is that correct?
Yeah, with that magical globe that I have, yes.
Ah, that's right. Alright, as the globe enters into the hollow area, you see that in the ground, in the middle of the hollow, where you would go in, there is a large opening that goes down into the ground. And you also notice there is a rope that is tied off to some roots within the trunk that also lead down inside of the hole.
Hey guys, there's a hole that leads down and a rope. And giving in to his halfling curiosity and lack of fear, Kay just moves forward, jumping into the hole and starts shimmying down the rope.
I follow suit.
Okay. Those of you that are going into the hole and are climbing down the rope, please give me an athletics skill check, please. Alright, so it looks like Cade went down, followed by Pantherin, and then Valerie. And Helm is still eyeing the tree line. Ghost, it looks like you were sneaking into the trunk and with your back up against the side. Is that correct?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay. So, the three of you that shimmied down the rope, you shimmy down to the extent of the rope, and the rope actually doesn't come down to the floor that opens up here. There's like a cavern that opens up, and you're hanging about 10 feet up. However, there is yet another hole in the center of this room, right underneath you, that goes even further down into the ground.
Is there a ledge we can swing onto?
You can swing on over towards the cavern floor that doesn't have the hole into the ground.
That's what I'll do.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to have you roll an acrobatics check to see if you can land on the floor of the cavern instead of dropping further down into the hole without any rope.
Keith, now that everyone's inside the I'll go in and descend the down the passage, down the hole. I'll use my I'll fly down.
Okay. Alright, so Pantherin, you're kind of rocking the rope, and you eventually let go of the rope, and you see the ground rushing towards you, but you also see the gaping hole coming quickly up at you. You reach out, trying to grab hold, and find that you almost fell down the pit, but you're holding on to the lip of the pit in the cavern floor right now. Cade and Valerie, are you also trying to maneuver yourselves to jump onto the cavern floor, or what are you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna do so, yeah.
Okay. Alright. So Cade, you swing over, landing almost right on top of Pantherin, but you land a little further in and actually land on your feet, kind of catching your balance, swinging your arms to prevent yourself from actually tipping over into the pit. Valerie, You
Well,
swing over.
Turn around. Sorry, go ahead.
Valerie swings over and lands solidly upon the cavern floor. Go ahead, Kate.
When I land, I'm going to turn and kneel down and grab Pantheron's wrists as he's hanging from his grip on the edge.
Alright. Pantheron, go ahead and give me an athletics check at advantage to pull yourself up onto the cavern floor. Okay. And as you're pulling yourself up there, you see Anhelm slowly gliding down and land softly on the cavern floor. You look up and you see Ghost is climbing down the, oh wait a minute. Yeah, you see Ghost is climbing down the rope, and actually you see him hit a patch that has some slime or something on it, and you see him losing grip and start to fall.
I knew I should have that puzzle sword.
Okay, what's up?
I try to catch you.
Alright, give me an athletics check. Give me an athletics check. Alright, you reach out and you grab him and pull him up onto the cavern floor with you.
Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Now that you are all here in this cavern, you look about and you see an entrance, or you see hallways running at each of the north, south, east, and west directions. The floor here is made out of a natural stone. The walls are also a hewn stone. There is some straw. You see some animal bones scattered about this room. And for those of you that don't have any dark vision, it is fairly dark, although Cade's globe does give off some light, so you're able to see pretty much the rest of the room here. In the center of this room, you also see yet another pit / hole in the center. It looks like something with either great heat or magical means carved a hole into the ground.
Kate, can you send your globe down into the hole that we almost fell into?
First, I'm going to look around and see if I can see any signs of recent tracks, any scuff marks, anything to indicate that the person that we're looking for has traveled through here.
Actually,
Yeah,
you do look
see
about,
he fell.
and you do see some fresh humanoid tracks that seem to have circled around this open hole. And it looks like the tracks lead off to the western passage. Also, over along next to that western passage, you see a bow. It looks like the wood has snapped in half. So it's a broken bow.
So I'll follow the tracks around, and at one point I'll stop near the edge and kind of peer over as I have my globe fly over the pit to look down to see if I can see down into it.
Alright, you peer down into this hole, and it goes down for quite some ways. You see a couple different occasional ledges with possibly passages leading off from them, about The first ledge is about 30 feet down, and you see another ledge that's right at the extent of the light that's given off, which is 60 feet down. But it looks like the hole even continues even deeper.
Well, it looks like, and I go over to the bow and lift it up. It looks like he went this way. I don't know what happened to the bow here.
Did say it was a family boat, so maybe it just failed, just old.
Probably should take it with us, though. Return it to the mother if things go badly.
Yeah, I suppose. I mean, it could have. He may have fallen, well, off the rope and it broke in the fall. You don't know, do you?
Regardless, I think they would probably want it back since it is a family heirloom.
Yeah, especially if we're not able to bring the boy back, this would be something, I suppose. So I'll kind of fold it up and stick it into my pack.
Okay.
Well, that rope explains why he's not come back. If he got down, he wouldn't be able to get back up, would he?
I think if anyone fell down in that pit, they're probably not going to get back up.
So west then. That's where he
West
headed.
it is. I'll take the lead. I have dark vision, 60 foot.
Okay.
So I make sure
Yeah, I
the
got
globe
dark vision as well.
stays behind so that it doesn't interfere with this dark vision.
Okay.
So I'll pull out my two swords and I'll go forward.
Okay. So you guys start venturing down the passageway that leads to the west. And as you're traveling down the path, you go about 10 feet. It looks like the hallway here goes for probably another 30 feet and opens up into a cavern up ahead. You hear the sounds of snoring coming from up ahead.
We'll crouch down and move slowly forward.
Okay. So you continue onwards, traveling and looking cautiously for any obvious signs of traps, while Ghost starts tracing sigils in the air. You see his skin takes on an air of a light blue radiance. As you enter into this cavern, you see it is scattered on all the walls. Looks like there are iron-bound like gel cells. You see they're all open. There's a bunch of straw on the ground, and you look towards your right in the corner, about 10 feet in, and you see a human that is sleeping on a bed of straw. Looks like he has some dirty green tunic that he's wearing with some breeches. Looks like he's got brown hair. Looks like about Anhelm size.
Well, that seems to be exactly what the lady told us.
There's no other exits from the room, Keith?
You peer about, and you don't see any other exits out of this cavern here.
So there are no exits out of this cavern. There's no other creatures that we can see in this room except for him in the jail cell.
Correct.
All right. I'll step into the room, put my back against the wall, and shimmy over, I guess, or sidestep over to the cell and see if I can get the boy's attention.
Alright, you shimmy over there, and the snoring continues. Looks like he's probably asleep.
Trying to wake him up quietly.
Alright. You reach out an arm to gently wake him up, and the snoring stops, and he rolls over and looks up out of some tired looking eyes, brown eyes. He's got a hawkish nose similar to Floana's. He's oh, whoa, where'd you guys come from?
I put my finger up to my mouth and tell him to be quiet. And look at the locking mechanism on the cell.
The door to the cell is actually wide open.
I say you, Egbert.
He's in a cell that the door is wide open?
Uh-huh.
Can't get up to the rope, kitty, so where we go?
That's a little strange.
He's yeah, my name's Egbert. Well, why are you guys trying to be so quiet?
What's your mother's name?
Floana. Yeah, I came looking for some deer, and I came across this tree here, and I went looking inside there, and saw the hole, decided to climb down, and kind of lost my grip. Fell down on the cavern floor and been kind of wandering around. There's some awesome stuff down below, and I think I found this creature. Such a nice creature. He's helped feed me while I've been down here. He told me I could sleep down here until we could figure a way of helping me get back up.
Did the creature have a name?
Yeah, it was Mafast? Or something like that. Mafasto? Yeah, I think it was
You said he was
Mustaf.
nice?
Mustafel.
What's it look like?
It's the weirdest thing. I've never seen one before. He's this round creature with one eyeball and these like snake things that poke out of it, the top of its head, and it floats around.
And you said he was nice to you?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been feeding me rabbits.
Are there any evidence of rabbit carcasses? Does the boy look like he's starved at all?
Actually, it looks like he's been eating. And you did notice quite a few animal bones scattered about in that cavern that you guys came down into, mixed in with the straw. He goes, "You want to meet
Did
him?"
he want anything?
Yeah. Take the meeting.
Did he want anything in return for your help? In return for helping you, rather?
No, he just He just seemed to want to help me try and get out of here, but we're still trying to figure out how to get me up to the rope, because I tried jumping up there, but it's just so high up. 10 feet's quite a ways to jump up. He goes, well, if you want to meet him.
I would like to meet him.
Oh, okay. We could do that. He's all, oh, and you have lights, so that makes it easy to wander around in here. And with that, he stands up, kind of brushes himself off, and heads back down the hallway towards that main chamber where you guys came down from.
I put my swords away, but I keep my hands on the hilts.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want to walk into this creature's lair with my weapons out.
Gotcha. And he hits over close to the edge of the hole in the center of the floor there, and he calls out, Mephisto! Some people are here. They say they want to meet you. Mephisto? Are you down there? Well, maybe he went to go hunt. He usually brings me a couple rabbits about this time.
The other openings around the main chamber, which you came down into, what do they lead to?
Well, and he points off towards the northern hallway. He goes down that way. There's a doorway, and past that doorway, the hallway is kind of caved in. So it don't really lead anywhere that way. And then if you go that way, as he points off towards the east, it kind of winds around and comes to a room with a door. I opened up the door and looked in, and I heard some water dripping in there, but I wasn't able to see what's in there. It was real dark. And then that way, as he points to the south, it goes down to a door, but I can't open the door. It seems like it's locked or something.
And when he called, did he call down a hole or something?
Sometimes he comes up from down there. Sometimes he comes down from up above. I climbed down to that first ledge down there, and there's a passage down there that opens up into a room, and there's some shiny armor down there. It almost looks like it's made out of like a rainbow-hued glass, and there's all kinds of other trinkets down there. I think I saw a music box that was playing music. There were some robes. And then...
Could you,
Yes?
Could you describe the room to me?
Describe the room? Well, yeah, it...
Please, just to humour me.
It has a bunch of those things that come down from the ceiling. Stigotites or something like that. I think that's what Mom called them. And those things that come up from the bottom, those are scattered about. I think I even saw a chest in there with some coins. And I'd say the room is a little bigger than this room here. This room that you're in is probably about 30 by 30 feet wide.
I'm sorry, I didn't make myself clear. The room we're standing in. Can you just look around you and tell me what you see?
In here?
Yes.
Well, I see you guys, and oh, I see that little halfling over there hiding in the shadows. And there's an entrance over there, and over there, and over there. There's a hole here. There's a hole that goes up. See, there's that rope that I can climb down.
What about the straw?
Oh yeah, there's straw and looks like little bones on the floor. You ask funny questions.
So, are there any cages in here?
Any what in here? Cages?
Yeah, cages.
Well, if you want to be in a cage, you can go back down there where I was sleeping at.
That's what I was actually meaning. I was trying to get him to describe them. I'm confused if we've moved, sorry.
Oh, gotcha.
I just wanted to know if he could see the cages or if perhaps he was seeing things differently like we'd been doing.
Gotcha. Mafostal, are you down there? Well, he must be out hunting or something. So now that you're here, are you going to help me get out of here?
That's the plan.
Yes.
I think we should wait until the morning. It's already 7:20. Let's go to that one room where there's only one entrance in and rest there. What do you think?
Well, we don't want to be walking through the woods at night, really.
I don't think it would be a good idea to run through the woods at night.
Can we just have a look at the passage that's caved in and just check we all see the same thing?
Sure, if you want. So he takes you.
Take us on a tour. Show us what you've seen.
Alright. So I loaded up a map, so hopefully you'll see it soon. He takes you along the north passage, and you follow along behind him and come to a doorway. It's got a wooden door there that's ajar, and he walks past there, and you see a bunch of rocks and stuff where it looks like the ceiling caved in. So that's the passageway there that's caved in.
Yeah, and we all see that, everyone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So you want me to take you to a different room?
Yes, but I don't think we go downstairs to where you said that there was some treasure, because that sounds like it might be a private place that we wouldn't be welcome in.
What about that door that you couldn't open?
Oh, that one. And he takes you down to the southern passage. And he points at it. He goes, "There it is." And it looks like a sturdy wood door made out of oak.
So Anhelm and I grab on and try to open it?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Alright, looks like from the door, it looks like it pushes in. So you're just going to give it a good little shove, or what?
Yep. Give it a shoulder bounce.
Yep.
Alright, go ahead and give me an athletics check, and you can do it at advantage. Whoever's doing it. Alright. So you guys both put your weight into it and shove on it as hard as you can. At the door, it doesn't budge.
Ghost, is there a locking mechanism on this?
I'm waiting for Kid to tell me. I typed it in chat a while ago.
Oh. Yeah, you do see a lock on there.
Alright. I'll attempt to try to pick it.
I will step back.
Okay.
Okay. Which roll would you like for that, Keith?
Dexterity will work.
I forgot to roll on the dice tower, but that would have been 16.
Alright. You take a look at the lock, and you feel around in the tumblers. You feel something give an audible click, and you think it's now unlocked.
Okay. What can I use to look for any kind of traps?
You can give me a perception check. You need to be using the dice
I'll
tower.
roll a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so you search the area, looking underneath the door jamb, looking along the hinge area, and it looks like there are no traps.
Okay. I'll give the door a light shove and step to the side into the shadows.
Alright, you give the door a light shove, and it looks like it budges just ever so slightly, but feels like possibly something's up against the other side of it.
Damn, I did it again. Alright, I'm just gonna step off into the shadows. I'll let someone else somebody stronger try to push it open.
Okay.
When he steps off to the side, I step back into the position and want to go ahead again at him.
Yep, sure.
Athletics again.
Sure.
Advantage.
Uh-huh. All right. You guys give it a pretty good shove. You feel a little give on the door, but it doesn't give, it doesn't push in. You try it a couple more times, and you see that the door is starting to kind of splinter down the middle. And you look through one of the cracks, and it looks like solid rock actually on the other side.
Like
Go out this way.
So it appears that it was a false door.
Ah. Okay. What about this other door to the east?
All right. So you guys are going to head down that way.
Just poke your sword through the crack and check that there feels like there's some stone there.
Yeah, we guess we could do that before we leave.
Alright. Yeah, you poke it through, kind of work the crack a little bit to where you could see a little further, and it's definitely solid rock on the other side of the door. Okay. So you come back to this, down the eastern passage that kind of winds around. And Egbert, he opens the door. He goes, I've never really been able to see in here because it's pretty dark down here, but I've heard water. And as he opens the door, you see a puddle of water. Looks like it's maybe a foot or two deep. You see some type of a humanoid skeleton laying face down in the puddle of water. On the far side of the room, you see a bunch of crates kind of stacked up halfway along the wall there and down the sides. And that northern part of the wall of the room there, you see a chest. Looks like something with a big mouth took a big chunk out of the lid of the chest. And you hear a humming sound, and you see a shimmering portal on the far side of the room, on the other side of the crates there.
Portals.
I'll examine the whoops. Can I tell how old the corpse is and what race it is?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
How old is the corpse and what race was it?
You take a look. It looks like it was probably a human. It looks like it's been dead for quite some time, as its bones are bleached pretty white. It doesn't look like it has any clothing or anything on it. It looks like a male, probably in their late 20s.
as I'm investigating it, I'll suddenly look up and say, it's not just me seeing this, is it?
No, we can all see that. I'll fly over the water to by the chest.
Okay. You fly over the water and land softly to your feet next to the chest, peering inside that hole. Obviously something with a large maw took a big chunk out of the lid, and whatever was in there is not there anymore as you peer in and it looks like it's empty.
Can I see anything through the portal? Or is it just a shimmering sheet sort of effect?
Yeah, you don't see anything through it. It's just a shimmering blue and white light coming from it, but you can't make out what's on the other side.
There's nothing else in this area behind these crates which we wouldn't have been able to see from the doorway?
Nope, you don't see anything else besides the crates. Looking at the crates, it looks like the lids have been propped open as you peer inside them. Looks like all the contents have been removed.
I'll fly back over to everybody else. Tell them what I saw.
So that's, Egbert says, that's pretty much everything that's on this level, unless you want to climb down below. I've been down to the first ledge, but I haven't been further down than that. Like I said, there's that one cool room that's got all kinds of nice shiny stuff in it.
What did the creature say about that room?
He didn't say anything about it. I went down one time when I saw him go up above. I guess he went hunting for some rabbits. I went down there and looked around.
Oh, what's everyone think?
I think it's important to know what's here and what's not.
Yes, I do.
Let's go to the next level.
Alright. So you guys head back towards the center cavern there with the hole in it. And as you're coming around that bend, you hear a voice call out, "Egbert, I got you some rabbit."
Well, it seems it's time for introductions.
And Egbert's all, "Oh,
Yep.
that's my fossil." And he crawls out, "Mephistel, we got friends. I was going to introduce you to him. We've been looking around." And it goes quiet. As you come around the bend and look in the cavern floor there, there's nothing there now. Well, at least the creature that was calling out, you don't see him. He goes, "Aw." Egbert's all, "I think you scared him." Mephisto, you said you brought some rabbits. I was gonna introduce you to these people that come looking for me. And it's just complete
Yeah, try to
silence.
say hello with Hostel.
We mean you no harm. If you are not a malignant spirit, you have nothing to fear from us.
And with that, you hear a voice call out from down below. That's what all you humans say, but you come and try and steal my treasures.
No, great creature. We only destroy those things that are evil. If you have no evil intent, you have nothing to fear from us.
I have no evil intent. As you could see, I have tried to help Egbert. I've been feeding him. We've been trying to find a way of getting him out of here.
Well, we would like to meet you, and then we will get him out of here because we're here to take him back to his mom.
Egbert said you've been looking around here. Have you been searching for my treasure?
No, we had no desire to steal, only to protect ourselves. It's only common nature to be aware of one's surroundings.
And with that, you see a beholder that slowly rises and looks in your direction. He says, "Very well. My name is Mustafa."
I'm pleased to meet you. My name is Bryn, and I bow with respect.
My name is Valerie, and I am a cleric of Lathander.
And what about the rest of you?
I'm undecided as to whether I want to give you my name.
He offered his. It's only polite to offer yours.
Okay, I'm Angel.
And what about the little man and that person back there trying to hide from me?
What about me?
Who are you?
I'm Cade.
Nice to meet you, Cade. I could have sworn I saw another person among you. Oh well. Yes, my name is Mustafif. I am known to the Wild Elves as the sacred guardian of their ruins. They allow me to dwell within their ruins in order to protect their treasures and their heritage that they have down here.
Yes, we saw the inscription in Elvish on the tree.
He goes, and I must say, you are in grave danger. The wild elves will not take too kindly to you folks being here within their ruins.
Could you tell them that we're here to retrieve the boy and take him back to their mother? We mean no harm. We're not here to steal or pillage.
If you are truly here to not harm or pillage, then yes, I will let the wild elves know that you mean them no harm and that you will be leaving.
That is our purpose. But before we go, I've never met a beholder face to face. I've heard they were evil, conniving, and it is refreshing to see that that is not always the case.
Yes, many of my brethren are evil and connive for power. But I have found a home here with the elves.
May I ask what the cages are for?
In years past, the elves would capture their enemies and cage them here. There lies an ancient demon that dwells at the bottom of this pit. They used to sacrifice their prisoners to that demon that dwells down below.
There's a portal in the other room. Do you know where it goes?
Yes.
So obviously not out, otherwise you would have showed Egbert the way out through there.
I could take him through there, but it would take him many thousands of miles from here, and that would not be any beneficial.
May we ask permission to stay overnight and travel fresh in the morning?
Yes, you may do so. But if you are to stay here, I must insist that you rest within the room where the cages are. You are not to go down.
And that is
the
totally
pit.
acceptable.
That's fine by me.
I've no intention of going down the pit.
You have my word. We're here to get the boy, take him back to his mother, no more.
Then it is agreed. Then you may rest in that room, and I will keep watch over you.
It is a pleasure to meet you, Great Spirit.
Thank you.
It is quite refreshing that a band of humanoids such as yourselves aren't here to attack me. Alright. So with that, did you guys want to do anything else?
I'm actually going to go to the room, as I promised, with the boy and just bed down till the morning.
Cade will go to the room as well. He'll spend an hour or two drawing out the map of their journey so far and of this these tunnels, at least as far as he could get in an hour or two, and then he will bed down.
Yes, I'll go to the room too.